Well, they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I think that's true. So I just got back from a couple trips, 2 in a row, and so it's been a long time being away from the goats and really being able to, see what's going on and be a part of this process, raising goats that I love so much. So it's really nice to be back. While I was gone, it was actually really nice to take some time to just relax, be away from the farm for a little while, and just think about what I can do better and what is there to do when I get back. So I have a lot of projects ahead of me, things that I need to get done, and this morning I actually just put up their Premier One electric fence. So the goats are out here browsing in this pasture today, soaking in the sunshine when it comes, and then it's also been like pouring rain off and on. I don't know, the weather's been really weird. But it's time to start getting kids sold and time to start checking out the goats and assessing their needs and everything like that. So there's a lot to be done as a goat farmer, and it's time for me to step up my game and get some projects done. But in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys which goats are staying on the farm and which goats I'm selling this year. So I'm really excited to show you which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm selling. I'm actually going to be raising up a lot of my own doelings this year and assessing them for probable retention as herd does. And then also I have a surprise for my herd sire this year, which is very new to my breeding program. And stay tuned, I'm going to show you everyone that has been the result of kidding season this year. All the kids that have hit the ground this year and their sire and dam, so stay tuned, it's going to be a fun video. So I'll show you the goats in this pasture first, and then after that we'll head over to the next pasture over at our friend's place, pasture number 3, and introduce them to you and everything like that. So I'll probably do that part of the video tomorrow. Right now, let's go up to the field where I fenced out with my Premier One electric fence, and we'll check out the goats, see how they're doing, and I'll show you our results from this 2023 kidding season. Here's Primrose. So everybody is soaking wet because it has been like raining, sunny, then raining again, but mostly pouring rain. The grass is super wet, but you can see we have some really nice green pasture growing in. So I am a little bit worried about the green pasture because I'm going to have to keep an eye out for certain problems that can arise from them ingesting too many parasites and things like that. But it looks really nice up here, and they have this huge big area to browse and be in. So we're up on the hillside and you can see their pen down there. Now it's got super muddy in there. Half of it is a nice green pasture, and then it's split right diagonally down the middle of the pen where there's just a bunch of loose hay and goat manure and wet mud. So I was hoping to get my goats out of that ASAP, as soon as possible, have them out on the pasture. So I did reset up the fence, and luckily the electric is working now. So far no one's escaped. Had them out here for about an hour so far, but they're really enjoying it, and especially the kids. It's so fun to see them out here browsing beside their mamas. After coming back from our trip, it's crazy how much the baby goats have grown. They've gotten so much bigger, but right now I'll show you them and I'll show you how big they've gotten and tell you how old they are, because it'll surprise you. A lot of the baby goats are already weaned, and some of them are already approaching almost 2 months old. So I'm going to go grab them one at a time, and I'll start with Primrose's babies and show you hers to start. So Primrose kidded twins. This is one of her kids. Whoa, she's a crazy doeling. She is black with some white spots. She's the opposite of a lot of my black and white goats. And yeah, she has a lot of personality. But this is Poppy. So she's the doeling of the twins. I'm actually keeping Poppy this year, so she's going to be an asset to my breeding program and hopefully stay here for a long time as one of my breeding does. And Poppy will be able to get registered at 50%, so she's pure Kiko. All of my goats are actually pure Kiko except for my Savannah, who I'll talk about later. But she'll be able to get registered at 50% because her sire, which is my buck Espresso, he is registered, but her dam, Primrose, is commercial. She's not registered. So, anyways, there's Poppy for you, and she'll be sticking around here. Here's Primrose's other twin. This is her buckling, Pippin. He was named after Lord of the Rings. But, so Pippin will not be able to get registered because he is a buckling, and bucklings actually can't be registered as percentage. So he will not be registered at all. He will stay commercial, and he will either go as a commercial buck if he meets my standards for a buck, or he will go as a wether. So he'll either be banded as a wether or he'll be for sale as a buck. As for now, none of the baby goats have been spoken for, but some of them are already weaned and ready to go. So they are available for sale, and my website is actually linked in the description. But yeah, Pippin is super sweet, and I forgot to mention Primroses Kids. They are about 1.5 months old. It's crazy how time flies. But yeah, this dude, he's actually tri-colored and looks a lot like his sire Espresso, but he does have wattles, which he inherited from his mom. And then he also has this funny little sticky outy ear. But yeah, there's Pippin for you, and those are Primroses Kids. Alright, so here's Clarabelle, and I'm going to introduce her kids next. So she kidded 3 doelings. She actually had triplets, and one of the doelings, it was actually one of her best ones that I was hoping to raise up and keep because she was just really, really nice and really strong, but she actually didn't end up making it because if you remember Clarabelle's birth story, she actually, the doeling suffocated at night and it looked like she got laid on or something, so that was unfortunate. But she still had these 2 other doelings, and they're too big to carry, so I'm not going to pick them up while I introduce them. Clover here, she's a little bit skittish, so I might have to keep my distance, but she actually inherited blue eyes from her sire, who I've talked about a little bit. Pistolero double action. He is from a ranch that I purchased Clover here, her dam from. So anyways, Clover, along with her sister, who I'll show you in a minute, both of them are 3 months old and weaned. So she might nurse a little bit, but they're mostly weaned by now. They're old enough to be weaned. Anyways, she inherited those really beautiful blue eyes from her sire, which is a cool trait. And she's got like silver and white coloring that's really pretty. Sorry, she keeps walking away from me. Hi, girl. But yeah, Clover is a really, really nice doeling, and she actually has some of the best conformation that I've seen from any of the kids this year. And so she would be kept for my breeding program, except for she has one little disqualification that I'm not going to keep in my herd, which she was born with an extra teat. So it's a really minor thing, and she can definitely be a really good asset for somebody's commercial breeding goat herd because she'll make a really nice doe. But that's Clover for you. Technically one of triplets, but one of Belle's twins. and she'll be available for sale. She won't be kept in my breeding program. So many of you know Cookie, Clover's sister. She is dulling out of Clarabelle also. So Cookie is probably one of the funniest babies, and she has quite the story. Many of you have probably heard of it if you've followed my channel for a while, because she actually kind of had to be brought back to life because she was really weak and just didn't get enough nutrition, and anyways was super weak when she was just a couple days old. So she had to be brought in the house and tube fed and given medication to help her survive. And so she was bottle fed for a while, because by the time I brought her back outside after she had been really weak, her mom actually rejected her. So I wish I had done more to try to graft her back on, but her dam just would not accept her again, and so Clover remained a bottle baby, and she is the craziest. But I'm actually going to be keeping Cookie. Sorry, I accidentally said Clover before, but this is Cookie. I'm actually going to be keeping Cookie for my breeding program. I'll be retaining her to use as a doe, and I'll just have to try out her genetics and see how she does. So Cookie will actually be able to be registered as 100% New Zealand. So she is full Kiko, and both of her parents are registered, so she will be a 100% New Zealand doe. And this weather's being super crazy, and the goats are still out here browsing, so, but anyways, that's who is here at this pasture. And then you'll be able to see some clips next tomorrow when I go introduce you to the rest of the kids. Hey everybody! What's going on? Hey Dahlia! Are you excited to see me? Hi goaties! Hello! Here is everybody. It is pouring rain outside. We've had a lot of off and on rain, so everybody is sopping wet. How big this dude's getting. Oh, be nice, be nice. Anyways, today is the day to separate Sylvester because he's getting big enough to where he could potentially breed the does. Hello. So anyways, it's definitely time for him to be separated. But we're gonna come in here and say hi to everybody. There's those big babies. They're getting huge. Hey, Dahlia. There's Daisy. There's everybody. But anyways, I have a plan for this dude. So today I'm gonna move him and Serrano to a little sectioned off part in this pasture out here. So that way there's just no possible chance for Sylvester to breed the does. Hello everybody. Hi. How's it going everybody? Hi. There's Calvin. He's so sweet. He's like the sweetest baby goat of all of them. He's just the cutest. Hi buddy. I don't know why he doesn't like his head touched very much. He's a thick dude. Everybody's very happy. But they haven't seen me for a little while. It looks like we're finally getting some sunshine coming out. Hey, Savannah. Savannah doesn't like people very much. She's one of my more skittish does. But as you can see, we've got some beautiful green pasture growing in. It's exactly what I want to see. So hopefully the goats will stay nice, fat, and happy with that green grass. Although with all the moisture and the grass, some things I will be having to keep an eye on is hoof rot and then also parasite problems. So that's what I'll be watching out for. So far everybody looks pretty good. I've had to deworm a few of my does, but luckily not too many yet. This guy's very sweet. But yeah, also it is a mess over here, so I gotta do some stall cleaning. soon and just make sure everything stays nice and clean. With the wet weather, they're coming under the shelter a lot to stay dry, so. But yeah, there's everybody over here. And I'm just gonna start taking care of everybody's needs and make sure that they're doing good. Alright guys, well, the weather's been really crazy. We've had a lot of wind and rain and everything else, so the pasture has been pretty muddy, but luckily we are getting a lot of this green grass coming up and everything like that. But you'll notice some of the goats are a little dirty, but you'll also notice that they've grown up a lot. Anyways, I'm going to start down the line and I'm going to introduce you to some of the kids from this year's kidding season. The goats were smart and they decided to move under the trees, so I'm going to move the camera over here to show you guys. Hopefully they don't move anymore. Alright, so first up is this sweet, chunky little guy. This is Calliope's buckling. Hey, stop eating my hair. Anyways, yeah, I was not really expecting this when I came over here, so I'm not super prepared. Don't have my hair up. But, yeah, this little guy is Calliope's buckling. She had twins this year. Last year she had a single buckling. This year she had twin bucklings, but unfortunately one was stillborn, so it didn't survive after birth. But this guy is huge. He's only a month old, but he's the youngest of the kids this year, and he looks really similar to Casper, but he has more of a boer goat conformation because his sire is a boer goat. So he is either going to go as a commercial meat goat buckling to someone to use as a herd sire for a commercial meat goat herd, because he does come from really good genetics, but he's also crossbred Savannah and Boer, which they're actually really similar breeds. But if he doesn't go as that, then he'll go as a wether. But yeah, he's super sweet, and that's Calvin. Alright, so now for Divine's triplets. Divine had triplets. She's had triplets year after year. She's coming on 6 years now. Actually, I think she's already 6. This is Daphne, one of her dolings. She had 2 dolings and 1 buckling. But Daphne is gorgeous. She looks a lot like her mama, with all of those spots and coloring. She's just really pretty. Also, I have really high hopes for her. She'll make a really nice doe. But I will be retaining one of Divine's dolings this year. So either Daphne or Daisy will be kept to be in my breeding program. Alright, so as far as growth goes, because growth is one of the things that I look for, fast gains when I'm selecting for goats in my breeding program. Anyways, as far as growth goes, Daisy is the biggest of the triplets. So right now it looks like I might be keeping Daisy, but I'll see which one turns out the best in the end, because I'm kind of deciding between Daisy and Daphne to see which one I'll keep. Oh man, I'm out of breath from chasing her down. Skittish goats are nice sometimes because they don't jump on you as much, but Divine and her kids are skittish, but they also jump on me all the time, so double whammy with these guys. Hopefully they don't turn out to be as naughty as Divine. But Daisy is gorgeous, really good cross between Espresso and Divine, and I have high hopes for Daisy as well. So I may be retaining either Daisy or Daphne. One of those will stay in the herd to continue that line from Divine that I really like. Now, the dolings will be able to be registered at 50%. They're all purebred Kiko. Divine never got to being registered, but since Espresso is registered, the dolings will be eligible for registration. Anyways, there's Daisy. Alright guys, here's Dante. He same age as the other ones, about a month and a half now. They're growing pretty good, and he is gorgeous. He looks a lot like his mama, a lot like his sister Daphne. It's kind of hard to tell apart, but he's the buckling of the bunch, and I think he'll make a really nice herd sire. Hey, stop it! Don't eat my hair. I think he'll make a really nice herd sire for someone, or if not, he'll go as a wether. So those are Divine's triplets. Alright, so last but not least, we have Serrano. So Savannah there, she had 2 bucklings. Savannah was one of my does that I purchased this year to add to my breeding program. So I have 2 does that are 100% registered New Zealand Kiko, and they kidded for me this year. Serrano, he was banded, so he's a wether, and he's been available for sale. I just haven't had any interest yet. But he's got chocolate spots and blue eyes, and he's super sweet and friendly, so he'll be a good wether for someone. Now his brother is the one who just passed away this morning, and you'll be able to get more information on everything that happened and all of that in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll have it out soon. But those are all the kids from this year's kidding season. It was a bit of a rough kidding season because of all of the losses, and many of them not preventable, and just some hard life lessons to be learned. But I hope you enjoyed meeting all of the kids from this kidding season. There was 13 born this year. Obviously some of them didn't make it, but you got to meet 9 of them, which are still here today doing great. So that's good news. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. These are the results from this 2023 kidding season. Don't forget to go down, subscribe, so you can follow along in the journey. Ring that notification bell so that way you can get notified when I upload new videos. Bye!